This is Danny B here with Janky Smooth for Janky Smooth Sessions, here with Adult. Period?
Absolutely, but you don't say it out loud.
Okay, that's the answer is the age-old question, I think. Thank you guys so much for doing this with us.
Thank you.
We love you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. And just wanted to get to know you guys a little bit. You guys are on this tour with My Life with Thrill Kill Kult, and you're having a good time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. It's been a difficult tour because Frankie got a cut on his finger and got sepsis, and it's been very scary. We were all worried about Frankie.
Yeah.
And he's like, he was rushed to ER. We had played our show, we went backstage, and Justin from the drummer came in the dressing room, and he was like, so you guys were the headliner tonight? And we were like, what? He's like, he was rushed to ER while you were playing. That's intense. Shows are intense enough.
Yeah.
So then they didn't play in Dallas, so then we ended up in Salt Lake City. So then everyone but Frankie had this really, with Kanga and all of us, we had this great brunch in Salt Lake City. And while we're having brunch, a gas line gets severed on the street. Fire trucks block it off. We're on like an outdoor terrace or whatever.
Fire marshals come in with like a reader. I was like, we're gonna die in fucking Salt Lake City. It's gonna explode. This is gonna be the end of the end. I was kind of like, that's fine. I can accept
That would be on brand for Adult, I feel like.
And it's real cool. We all just
dystopian
blow
fireballs.
up in
we just
Salt Lake
combust in Salt Lake City.
Dystopian fireballs is your
it's
brand.
fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, I think.
It's fine.
I don't know.
You know what though? We survived and we're here today,
Yes.
and it's great.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
The universe. I just wish
Yeah.
it spoke English sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good. That should be a shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just not on Venice Beach, like, you know what I mean? Not like,
Yeah.
Anyway. So I'm really curious about your guys' like origin story in terms of like how you guys met, like what was the first time you guys got together, and did you have a piece? Did you guys know each other beforehand for a long time?
No.
No?
Do you want to tell her?
Let's just try to keep it short.
Yeah.
So I had a solo
It's
project.
kind of like a.
Is it boring? Is that what
no,
you're
it's
saying?
not. It's not. It's like tumultuous and long, and
Ooh.
it's not easy. But
So I had
Let's
been in
get this
bands.
speak-
I'd been in
get to the
bands
gist
for
of
many
it.
years.
Right.
Nicola had never been in bands.
I was just a fan of music, but I was like a fan of like
But she
punk,
was,
hardcore
Like
straight
Henry
edge.
Rollins was.
Yeah.
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 Sick.
and so my solo project had no attention in the world. I was in a band called Lacar before Adult. It had some international attention, nothing like.
But it was also all electronic based, and
Yeah.
I hated electronic music. So
Get out of here.
yeah.
Okay.
So we met, and I said, I run an electronic music label. I'm in this band. And she was like, I hate that shit. And I was like, wow, this is very interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
And yet I came from hardcore bands, and so quickly, if you look now at Adult like this, in a dichotomy, she's the hardcore, hard element, and she's also, 50% of the music writing, if not more.
Which
And-
also nobody ever gives me credit for.
Really?
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Those lyrics?
No, not
No,
the
the
lyrics.
music,
The
right.
music.
Oh, the production, the
Yeah.
arrangements.
Yeah, the beat. Everyone always writes in an article, the beats from Adam, and
And
it's
the
like,
vocals from
Have I ever done that?
I don't know.
Okay.
No.
But
Hope not.
You
But
if you
so
did,
anyways-
you wouldn't be the first, and you're not gonna
Right,
be the
right,
last.
right.
So
But anyways, my solo project that had been kind of ignored, I got a phone call from a label in Germany. They said, hey, we want you to be on this compilation, but you have to come and do 4 shows in Germany. And we were just sitting next to each other. This is back when you had phones,
Right.
like a landline.
Right.
And I covered up the phone and I said, do you want to go to Germany? And she was still in college. I'm just a few years older.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she said, when? And I said, when? And they said, July, June, I don't remember. And she's like, yeah, summer break. And I said, can you play music? And you were like, why are you asking me this? And I'm like, she's like, yeah, I took piano. Like
for like 7 years.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, okay, but when I do my solo work, it's 2 people to perform it on stage. And they're like, no problem, we'll send you 2 tickets.
Right.
And that's how we started.
That's how we
on
started.
a fucking
Sight unseen, no rehearsal,
We had
nothing
never-
worked on nothing.
No. I hung up the phone and I said, well, we gotta make a 50-minute set.
Yeah.
And you were like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
punk as fuck.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
just, and here we are 25 years later.
Yeah. But it also, like, first of all, like, when we started Adult, like, I was absolutely horrified to be on stage. Like, I just did piano recitals and stupid shit like that. So when it was, like, when I was actually doing vocals, it was, like, and it's, like, I had grown up going to punk shows, and I was, like, I know how it is done.
Right.
I just was not a performer.
Right.
And it took a really long time to, like, fall into that seat. And, like, but it was also weird because to me it was, like, trying to incorporate, like, the music that I had grown up with and, like, I loved into, like, weird electronic music. And when, like, we entered the electronic music scene, they were calling us electro.
Right.
And, like,
Oh,
we
yeah.
were sort
And
of,
there
like,
was new school.
what we
electro.
were like pitted against was, like, guys in, like, hoodies
With
at,
a
like,
laptop.
12-foot long banquet tables with, like, the smallest amount of gear in the center.
CDRs.
And then it was like we come in and, like it's like, well, how do, like, they
Like,
constantly wanted to give us, like, a long banquet table, and it was like, no, we're like a band.
Right.
So they didn't really know how to, like, deal with us.
I would hope to be compared to suicide, but I'm not going to do it myself. But I read a lot about them and the troubles they went through.
Right.
We went through at a different level many years later, where it was just like, no, here's a huge amount of tables with, like, a bunch of guys with hoodies on, and Nicola's like, how do I get out to the crowd?
Yeah.
Right.
How did they get to us?
Yeah.
Right.
So, and I think you'll see it tonight. I mean, it's a fucking punk show.
Right. Well, so were you a drummer by trade first? No, it was always.
I was a
like
bass
components?
guitar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My old punk bands were bass guitar.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of them got in Maximum Rock and Roll, so that was my big claim
That
to
was
fame.
nice.
Yeah.
Until you became a legend in this band.
No comment.
No, I mean, like, the longevity, is, and especially, like, the resurgence of the genre, whatever it is at all, in terms of post-punk, goth, dark wave, synth punk, right?
We're gonna write a book one day, and the title is going to be Every Single Genre We Have Been Called.
Right.
It's like me, I remember it was 87, I'm guessing, I got my first X record. And I was like, this isn't punk. And then it took me like 5 years to go, this is as punk as it fucking gets.
Yeah. Well, it transcends, right?
Yeah, it's punk meaning DIY, like, it's not the sound, it's the ethos.
Right.
And that took a long time for people.
Right.
So anytime it's synth punk, electro punk, whatever, that I'm happy
Dance.
with.
I think that's
Dance
the most
punk.
punk thing is
Even though I
not
hate
even
the
being
word,
able to know
even
what's
though I
part
hate
of
the
it.
word punk as well.
It's become, commodified for
I
sure.
don't anymore.
Oh, it's just weirdo electronic punk.
Right. You
That's
heard
what
it
I
here
said.
first, folks.
That's the genre. That's the
New
genre.
genre. We just can we get a?
Weirdo, electro weirdo. Wait,
Sorry.
what was it again?
Is there a notary?
I say it's
what are they called?
weirdo electronic punk. Kind of
Well,
float around in a lot of different
Right.
realms, which is what I think we do too.
Right.
Like we're not like
I feel so
thing.
incredibly grateful to be on
Yeah.
tour with them. It's like they started this weirdo industrial, not normal
Yeah.
industrial.
Right, exactly.
And then Al Jorgensen
Yeah.
kind of took off with what they were starting,
Right.
Yeah.
and then they went into more of, it's not metal, but this more harder and then all of a sudden White Zombie starts doing this. It's like they're the stepping stone for so
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
bands.
That's
It's
what
so
I do.
unfair.
I feel like we're a
and I feel
stepping
like we're the
stone
same,
band.
and that's why I love this parody.
we are.
And why it was no problem when Frankie got ill to be like, no, we're right here.
Right.
We're in this together.
Yeah.
But you are sort of, you know, for better or worse, in this overall genre that's having this resurgence, goth, you know, like.
Yeah, we've been in
Better for better or
I would
worse.
guess
I don't
10
think we're goth.
genres in 25 years.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I just think.
No, but we get called goth, dark wave. I don't even want to get into it. That's the title of our book. It's not been announced yet.
That's
It's
never
not
gonna
even going to
happen.
happen.
Well, the kids, from what I'm gleaning, because I'm not
Dark
one of
wave.
them, like, it's an et al sort of thing at this point.
Yeah,
You know?
and I will say, I have to say, of all the terms, dark wave is
Dark wave's
the best because it
acceptable.
does encompass any. I just saw like an announcement for Love and Rockets show, and it was like dark wave, and I was like, really?
They called Love and Rockets Dark Wave?
Yeah, I saw it online, and I was like, but
Like
I
it's a
like
red thread?
I like it. It's just here's a big word. Look into it and see if you like these bands. Instead of something being super narrow.
Right. No, yeah, I mean, it's cool because, like, I think even those kids, like, within this greater ecosystem, throw bands like My Life with Thrill Coat called adult,
Yeah.
you know, Love and Rockets,
Yeah.
which their roots are certainly more than that,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
the epitome of that. But it's like this whole culture, right,
Mhm.
that is becoming almost, and I've said this to people and they cringe when I say it, like commercialized, you know?
Of
Well-
course,
But
everything
if it
does.
wasn't, then My Life with Thrill Coat
Yeah, but
probably
everything-
wouldn't
yeah.
be touring and selling out everywhere they got, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. You have to,
Right.
especially with the internet.
Right. So I have another question for you guys. Are we living in a simulation?
So we were driving from San Francisco to LA yesterday, and there was a mountaintop that was high, and no one else saw it in the van. It was split and like a glitch, and it was all brown on one side and all.
Oh, I saw that. That was so weird.
Wasn't that
weird?
I did think that was weird. It was like half growing. It was like, but it was like a straight up split.
And then we had it.
Yeah.
Was it
No.
last night that two of the exact same cars went in front of
Oh
us?
yeah, and I
And
said
you
we
were
were
like-
in the Matrix.
You said glitch in the
Oh,
Matrix.
yeah, deja vu.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
a
Who
classic
knows?
sign. Of,
Yeah.
Right. Well, because I remember you saying something at the DACE 15-year
Uh-huh.
anniversary. I think it was after the song "I'm Nothing,"
Uh-huh.
or maybe before.
Yeah.
Where you said something about like people, and you're like, if people even exist. It was something to that effect. You know, on brand dystopia,
Yeah.
like that kind of
Right.
stuff. Do you remember that or no?
I kind of do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
I
that?
mean,
Yeah.
I also just spout out a lot of shit.
Hell yeah.
Because, you know, I don't know what I'm doing up there.
Right. Well, you have daggers for eyes when you're performing. Like it's
Oh, she does.
amazing.
Yeah.
What's that song about?
Well, pandemic started, and so then we were like looking, everything just kept getting pushed back for good. So we were like, we're not gonna tour for like 2 years. This is gonna be
Right.
really bad.
Right.
What are we doing? And then, you know, it was just like, that my dad was dying, and it was just really, it was really a hard time. We were like, we should just make another record.
Can you
And what?
explain your dad's situation?
Well, no,
I think that had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's also that, I think it's also that feeling of like when you actually like take somebody to the end and watch them.
We were the hospice care.
Yeah,
for her dad.
you like watch them die, and then you're just like left to go through all their stuff after they've died, and then it does like it does give you a lot of questions of like your own, you know, mortality and like
Right.
purpose,
Right.
I think a lot of the work we do, it deals with like purpose.
Right.
Because I feel like, life is a very weird thing where it takes a lot of courage to wake up every day and like do your thing and feel like you're doing something important. Sometimes I feel that way, like going on stage.
That you are or aren't doing something important?
Yeah.
Are.
Like, not. Like,
Oh, wow.
what purpose is this serving? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this helping anybody? You know what I'm, like,
to answer your question, as a fan, your music has made me cry before, so.
Yeah, well,
so
that's
that
great.
serves a very
That's
big
amazing.
purpose, you know, like
Yeah.
connection.
But it's like-
I would add to I don't write the lyrics, but her just saying that of like, is it important that I'm going on stage? And then she sings I Am Nothing. The
Right,
lack of
right.
ego
Right.
Yeah.
is really unusual, I think, for a front person.
Right.
And I find it very powerful. Where when she's singing it, it's not a joke, it's not a cliche, it's like, I feel like she's like, is it?
Right.
Am I nothing?
Well, that questioning is really.
Yeah. And like when we finally got the San Francisco show yesterday after 5 shows had been canceled and we were driving away, I said, and our tour guru, he's not a TM, he's not a merch seller, he's everything and nothing to us.
He's everything.
He would love that
He's
I said
everything.
that.
Yeah.
He's everything to us.
But I said, well, we finally have purpose. Let's go to San Francisco and tell people there's no purpose.
Well, it's that yin and that yang, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But it's
Right.
that catharsis of being together and going,
Right.
why are
Yeah.
we doing this?
Right.
Yeah, and someone else feels this way.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's
So what's in the works right now? You guys working on new material?
We're trying to do some collab stuff and maybe start a new band.
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Together?
Well,
Still together, but maybe with some other
Right.
parts.
we're
I think.
we're working with other musicians
Yeah.
to start a new hardcore band
Yeah.
to infuse hardcore with a more open-mindedness.
Ooh, can you tell me who it is? Or?
Nope.
No.
So are there like guitarists?
I'm playing bass only.
Right.
Which is what I started with.
Right. That's so amazing to hear. You gave me warm and fuzzies. Like, I'm not gonna cry on camera. So, I might, but I probably won't. But thank you so much, guys, for doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And so excited to see the set.
Woo!
We're excited to do it.